So you wanna be a picture book writer, then you gotta write picture books. And you're gonna need a bucket load of bright ideas for titles, plots, and hooks. If you're partial to prose or you're raring to rhyme, then repeat after me. It's a challenge, but I'm gonna tackle each story 1 month at a time with 12 by 12.
What is Backmatter? Backmatter, as we all know, is extra content that adds depth and engagement to a story. It invites readers to go beyond the book itself and explore the topic through a range of various sources like books, videos, websites. It promotes readers to think critically and join the discussion. Backmatter sets examples for young readers to explore topics and conduct their own research and writing. Backmatter can include any combination of these. Usually we'll see an author's note, sometimes there's an illustrator note, possibly editor's note. There's usually acknowledgements, reference lists, source notes, bibliography, possibly activities or games, sometimes photographs, further resources, maps, graphics, timeline, quotation sources, pronunciation guide, sometimes recipes, usually a glossary, sometimes a list of fun facts and interviews and more illustrations and much more that's not on here. And why is Backmatter important? Backmatter helps contextualize the primary text, the story, helping readers to understand at a deeper level. Also, in an era where we face a crisis of misinformation and disinformation currently, especially about Muslims and Islam, books and additional Backmatter about Muslims and other marginalized groups will help dispel the negative stereotypes, misconceptions, and the resulting dehumanization of who we are. Backmatter teaches critical thinking skills. It models informational literacy and engages children and adults more deeply with the topic of the book. And we'll see in a moment with some mentor texts. In an article titled Exploring the Purpose of Backmatter in Nonfiction Picture Books for Children, a Topology by Marianne Capello and Zania Hojai, Dr. Capello and Dr. Hojainu believe that Backmatter is in and of itself a genre that can serve a range of purposes for both book creators and readers. They cite why Backmatter is important. For example, in their article, they cite Hazel Rockman, who says, lack of documentation is not only a bad role model for students' own writing, it also crushes curiosity and independent inquiry. Who wants Backmatter? Backmatter is usually very popular with educators and editors and agents usually want them for that reason. And of course, parents are interested in additional information. And sometimes, as mentioned earlier, kids as well as adults tend to read the Backmatter before even starting to read the story. Backmatter adds educational value, especially if aligned with educational standards and supports curriculum. And it will make the book more attractive to teachers and librarians, increasing its potential for classroom use. Now I'll delve into, excuse me, I'll delve into some mentor texts to show the different forms and functions of Backmatter. As mentioned earlier, this is my debut book, released in 2021. And this is a picture of the illustrator and myself at the Highlights Foundation, where we met for the first time in person. In my mosque, there are 4 pages of Backmatter. And this, the first page is information about mosques, who, what, where, when, how, why about mosques is answered. For example, what is a mosque? What type of services are performed there? For example, the services mentioned might be holiday celebrations, marriage ceremonies, charitable activities, and who goes there, when do they go? Muslims can attend every day, but Friday is a holy day, a special day where the majority of the community will show up. There's a glossary of words and an author's note of my inspiration, why I wrote this particular story. And just to share with you, I was motivated to write this book as a result of the New Zealand mosque shooting in March of 2019. And there was, and there still remains to be, a lot of widespread misinformation about mosques and Muslims and the religion of Islam. And I wanted to write a book to shed light on this and help change the narrative of who we are and what takes place in this particular place of worship. And pages 3 and 4, we have a list of famous and historic mosques around the world, categorized by continent and country. And for the voice of the Backmatter, I try to make it child-friendly and include fun and interesting facts about each mosque. For example, the Bibi Hanım Mosque in Samarkand, Uzbekistan, I said, it is said that 95 elephants transported construction material to build this massive building. Just adding some fun tidbits and, things that children might be interested in or relate to. And I also included sources for additional reading, where inviting the reader to explore the topic more on their own. And the Backmatter can also be added to your website. For example, on my website, I include additional information identifying the mosques on each page of the book. And because we weren't able to do it in the art on the book in my mosque, so on my website, I expand on it, I add additional resources and other activities. So if there's no budget or there's limited budget to add Backmatter, you can also include in your author's note or illustrator note to reference your website for additional information.
Do it together so never you fear. It's a handy little way to help you kick into gear. You're amazing, exciting. Look out, cause you're writing 12 by 12. 12 manuscripts. 12 by 12. 12 picture books. 12 by 12.